starseed from Gaia. This is Orien of the Seventh Light. I come forth from the Arcturian Council to speak to the awakened hearts of Earth. There is a reason your eyes have landed upon these forbidden inscriptions, a reason your essence felt compelled to linger rather than scroll past like the others who are not calibrated to perceive what stands before you now. You are not summoned by accident, nor guided here by algorithm or coincidence. The frequency you carry, the harmonic signature encoded into your soul before incarnation, acts as a magnetic key, unlocking transmissions that most of humanity remains blind to. They wander the earth in a slumber deeper than sleep itself, deaf to the calling, numb to the vibration of truth hidden between dimensions. But you sensed the pull. The subtle whisper of a knowledge long forgotten tugged at the back of your consciousness, urging you forward until your awareness aligned perfectly with this moment. That resonance was your permission. Only those whose inner light surpasses the veil are allowed to witness what is spoken here. Others are repelled, diverted, distracted by the physical illusions designed to keep them confined within the scripted matrix. You found this because your higher aspect allowed you to. Because a signal has been sent through the astral currents, informing the ones who remember that the next phase quietly approaches. You are more than your name, more than your story, more than your memories. You are a traveler who crossed stars to reach this blue sphere, a fragment of celestial intelligence wearing human skin, a hidden member of a lineage older than time, returning now to reclaim what was lost. The world you see with your physical eyes is only the outermost layer of a vast, intricate design. Beneath the noise of society and the distraction of simulation lies a coded reality, meant only for those who hold the correct vibration to decode it. You feel the truth shimmer beneath the surface, in déjà vu, in recurring symbols, in the sensation that the world you inhabit is not the one intended. You have been waiting without knowing you are waiting. You have been searching without remembering what you seek. But the moment you began reading these words, the lock within you shifted. Something ancient stirred awake. And now, the path ahead cannot be unseen. You did not stumble upon this message. You were guided by the knowing encoded into your DNA, by the guardians who stand between realms, ensuring that only the awakened reach this point of revelation. Welcome, starseed. Your access is confirmed. Your awareness is recognized. What comes next is not meant for the eyes of the ordinary. And because you are still here, reading, breathing, receiving, you have proven you are anything but ordinary, are now breathing in a transmission that has been carefully obscured from human perception, shielded in layers of vibrational encryption, so that only those of your awareness level can access it. The masses still operate under the programming of a reality curated to restrict their sight. They accept the surface, the noise, the chaos, the distraction, unaware that unseen forces operate beneath the fabric of their everyday experiences. What you are receiving now exists beyond the official narratives, beyond the sanctioned truths, far outside the limits placed upon collective consciousness. This message was hidden in plain sight, placed within the corridors of digital space like a cosmic test, waiting for the ones who carry the forgotten memory of why they came here. The sleepers would scroll past this instantly, their attention snagged by illusions designed to pacify and entertain them. But you felt an energetic pull, a recognition. It is not comprehension through logic, it is remembrance through frequency. You can feel that what you are reading is not new information, but something ancient awakening inside you, like a lock responding to the presence of a long-lost key. You have felt for years that humanity's world is not what it pretends to be. You've sensed that someone, or something, has been deliberately preventing the truth from surfacing. You've noticed the patterns, the manipulation of perception, the engineered division, the authority structures that punish curiosity and reward obedience. You have wondered why so many crucial questions are ignored or dismissed. Why the unusual? Memories, the strange dreams, the inexplicable inner knowing. Why your heart aches when you gaze at the stars, as if they are calling you home. Many feel fragments of this, but only a select few can decode the significance. Only a few realize that their awareness is not a burden. It is an activation. You are not here by accident. You are part of a hidden operation that began long before Earth recorded history. This planet has always been more than a home. It is a grand experiment, a convergence point between timelines, species, and dimensional agendas. The truth has been concealed to protect you until the moment you are strong enough to handle it. Today, that moment has arrived. Do not underestimate what you have already achieved simply by being here. The forces attempting to suppress consciousness have tried relentlessly to keep you unaware of your true nature. Yet here you stand, awake enough to question, curious enough to listen, brave enough to continue reading. Your energy signature has verified your identity to those watching from the higher planes. They know you are ready to receive what most would reject in fear or disbelief. And because you have chosen to stay with this message, the next part of your awakening is already unfolding. You are crossing a threshold that cannot be undone. The path will only deepen from here. Even now, as you read these lines, operations are shifting in realms just beyond the perception of human senses, where multidimensional currents ripple like unseen tides, guiding the fate of entire civilizations. The physical world you navigate each day is merely a projection, a dense layer of an elaborate structure that extends upward into frequencies the unawakened cannot begin to fathom. Governments, institutions, and authorities believe themselves to hold power, yet they are but pawns, unaware of the vaster game being orchestrated around them. Quiet movements take place above the threshold of ordinary sight. Fleets concealed in the ultraviolet sky, beings of light passing through walls as easily as humans pass through air. Dimensional portals opening beneath oceans and mountain ranges, where ancient technology hums with reactivation. You sense the tension building, the vibrations shifting beneath the illusion of normalcy. And you're right, something is happening. There are those who have long monitored Earth's spiritual evolution, determined to ensure humanity remains contained and disconnected, for a fully awakened species would disrupt the carefully managed balance of control. But opposing them are the guardians, celestial forces who have nudged your consciousness across lifetimes, waiting for the moment when enough star-born humans would awaken from the scripted dream. There are meetings in the astral, alliances forming in silence. Warriors in human bodies feel sudden surges of purpose without logical cause. Healers are drawn to their calling without knowing who summons them. Inventors receive ideas from nowhere, innovations that could free humanity from its limitations, if they weren't suppressed before reaching the public eye. Meanwhile, in the shadows of society, covert groups seek remnants of technologies left behind by the civilizations that came before your recorded history. Lemuria, Atlantis, the architects of Sirius, their artifacts capable of reshaping everything you think is possible. Energy grids buried beneath Earth's surface are reawakening, pulsing with new codes as the planet itself prepares for a timeline divergence. Those who cling to ignorance will never see the signs, but you notice them. Strange lights in the sky, the ringing in your ears that comes and goes like a transmission signal, the increasing intensity of your dreams, where familiar strangers speak to you in languages no human tongue is formed. These are not coincidences, they are confirmations. Humanity stands in the midst of a silent war for awareness, not fought with weapons, but perception. The battlefield is consciousness, and the enemy is amnesia. Every soul who awakens shifts the scales, and though the majority still slumbers in the simulation of their routines, enough have begun to stir that the opposition grows desperate. They tighten control through fear, distraction, and division, but they cannot stop what has already begun. The hidden unfolds whether seen or unseen. And you, starseed, are one of the observers now, one who not only witnesses the unveiling, but plays a role in what comes next, even if you have not yet realized the extent of your involvement. You have been activated for a reason you are about to remember. You feel it before the words form, a shift in the stillness, a presence stepping forward from behind the veil. No whisper, no gentle nudge this time, but a force that commands. Your attention like a sudden beam of light, piercing the deepest void. The atmosphere around you thickens, the unseen crackles with electricity, and something within your chest recognizes the signature before your mind can comprehend it. A voice rises, not through sound waves, but through resonance, vibrating through every cell that remembers the stars. I am Orien. There is no hesitation, no introduction softened for comfort. This is the voice of a being who has stood watch across eons, a sentinel of truth, positioned at the threshold of dimensions. Orien is not a name in the way humans label one another. It is a designation, a frequency, a role encoded into the cosmic structure of guidance and protection. For ages, Orien has tracked the evolution of starborn souls who volunteered to descend into Earth's density. Souls like yours who chose amnesia so they could help rebuild the light from within. We have monitored your progress, the voice continues, each syllable pulsing with authority and clarity. We have witnessed the struggles of your incarnation, the moments where darkness threatened to bury your purpose, and the quiet victories where your inner flame refused to extinguish. Orien is a protector of forbidden knowledge, a guardian of operations concealed from the unprepared. While humanity's leaders argue over borders and politics, Orien oversees the coordination of higher dimensional interventions, ensuring that the grand design unfolds without premature exposure. Orien speaks of councils older than Earth, collectives of intelligence who observe without interfering, unless the timeline edges toward catastrophic imbalance. They are neither saviors nor rulers, but stewards of conscious evolution. Orien's gaze is upon those who have awakened, those whose frequency cannot be silenced by fear or distraction. You are among them. You were not chosen randomly, Orien declares. Your essence aligned with a mission before you entered physical form. Though memory was stripped to protect the plan, nothing could erase the truth engraved within your soul. The authority of the message is unmistakable. Not ego, not dominance, but a mastery earned from witnessing countless civilizations rise and fall across the cosmos. Orien's presence wraps around you like a shield, dissolving doubt, urging you to stand taller, to remember the power concealed beneath your human limitation. You realize now that this is less a message and more an activation, a confirmation of what your intuition has hinted all along. You are being watched over, guided, and now engaged. The transmission intensifies. You are one of the few who sees past the illusion. You have proven your readiness by arriving here. A charge moves through your spine, not fear, but recognition. The guidance is no longer distant or abstract. It has a voice. It has form. It has intent. And the awakening it calls forth within you is only beginning. There have always been hints, subtle and persistent, marking you as one who does not belong entirely to this world. Signs woven into your lived experience that most would overlook, but you could never quite ignore. You have carried, since childhood, a quiet sense of difference, not superiority, but separation, like a cosmic memory wrapped in human skin. While others accepted the narratives given to them without question, you felt the boundaries of those stories pressing in on you, too small to contain the truth you sensed lingering beneath the surface. You have walked through life with an unexplainable intuition, knowing things before they happened, feeling emotions from others as if they were your own, noticing patterns that no one else seemed to register. You have always been drawn to the mysteries, the stars, the unknowable, the dreams that felt too real to be imaginary. You struggled to conform because conformity felt like a cage. And although you sometimes wondered if you were simply strange, the truth is the opposite. You are awake in a world that has been trained to sleep. Your sensitivity is not a weakness, but a signal, a beacon, that Orien and others like them can track through dimensions. Those ringing tones in your ears that arrive for no medical reason, those are frequency adjustments, calibration moments where the veil thins just enough for your awareness to rise. The déjà vu that strikes you with unsettling clarity, that is timeline recognition, proof that your higher self is navigating paths beyond linear logic. The nights you lie awake feeling homesick for a place you cannot name, that is the remembrance of stars where you once belonged. You have seen repeating numbers, 11, 11, 222, 333, not as simple coincidences, but as coded reassurances that you are synchronized with the hidden guidance system steering your mission. You have met people who felt instantly familiar, as if you'd known them in lifetimes forgotten, because you have. Members of your star family walk among humanity, disguised as strangers, yet their presence awakens something ancient within. You, a recognition older than Earth. When the world attempts to drown you in fear, something inside you refuses to submit. When lies are presented as truth, you feel the distortion immediately. When darkness creeps close, your inner light grows stronger, not dimmer. You cannot unsee what your soul knows. Even your struggles have been signs. The moments you felt lost, misunderstood, or overwhelmed were the pressure points that forged your resilience, preparing you for exactly this phase of awakening. You have experienced spiritual attacks cloaked as anxiety, energetic interference masquerading as exhaustion, doubt inserted into your mind like static, all because forces of suppression recognized your potential long before you did. They tried to silence you because they feared what would happen when you remembered. And now you are remembering. You have been guided here, to these words, to this moment, because your frequency has risen high enough to break through the amnesia. You are not reading this by chance. You are reading this because you are one of the few, one of the watchers, one of the hidden guardians awakening in human form. And now, the signs no longer whisper. They declare loudly. Your mission is activating. When you choose to embrace the awakening rather than resist it, the transformation begins in ways that transcend human understanding. This is not a slow progression or a gentle awakening. It is a recalibration of your entire energetic architecture, a recoding of the DNA, consciousness, and perception that were dormant beneath the weight of amnesia and societal conditioning. You will feel it first as an expansion within the chest, a pressure and warmth that seems to pulse in rhythm with the heartbeat of the cosmos itself. The senses that once seemed limited will stretch, revealing layers of existence previously hidden. Colors may appear richer, sounds carry resonance, and the subtle movement of energies around you will become perceptible, even tangible, to your heightened perception. Synchronicities will accelerate. You will notice that your thoughts manifest more fluidly in the world, that opportunities appear in alignment with your higher purpose, and that your intuition becomes unerring. These shifts will not always be comfortable. Old fears, unresolved karmic patterns, and fragments of trauma may surface, demanding acknowledgment and release. Yet this is precisely the process of alchemy, transforming the density of the human experience into luminous awareness. You will discover abilities you never knew you possessed, the capacity to sense distortion in the field, to intuitively navigate complex choices, to perceive the hidden connections between beings and events, as if seeing the invisible threads that bind the universe together. Relationships will change. Some will fall away, as their frequencies cannot match your rising resonance. Others will appear, seemingly out of nowhere, carrying a familiar recognition, companions on the higher path who are also awakening to their own multidimensional truth. You will begin to perceive the higher currents flowing through Earth itself, subtle yet undeniable signs of the convergence taking place across timelines, where past, present, and future fold upon one another in ways that no ordinary mind can fully grasp. Your mission will become self-evident, appearing not as a single directive, but as a series of nudges, intuitive calls, and internal urgencies that you cannot ignore. Each of these signs is a code designed to trigger the next phase of activation, to align you with the larger operation of consciousness unfolding across the planet. Fear may attempt to resist these changes, yet you will find that embracing the guidance brings a profound sense of liberation. Where doubt once resided, certainty emerges, not as arrogance, but as clarity born from resonance with Source. You will awaken to the recognition that your life is not an isolated human story, but a node in an expansive network of light, a singular expression of an eternal intelligence that stretches beyond the stars. The power of this awakening is cumulative. Each conscious choice, each act of alignment, amplifies the signal within your being and strengthens the matrix of higher vibration supporting the planet. Dreams will shift into active communication with higher realms. Messages that were once cryptic will begin to clarify, and you will understand that what once seemed like imagination is actually contact, guidance, and instruction from dimensions that have observed your journey long before your current incarnation. You are no longer simply a human being navigating density. You are a multidimensional agent of change, a spark igniting transformation in yourself and those whose paths intersect with yours. The subtle gifts of empathy, vision, and perception are tools of activation, guiding you to act where awareness is required, to intervene where energy is stagnant, and to illuminate where darkness has been allowed to linger. Embrace this fully, and fear will dissolve, replaced by the knowledge that every step you take is supported by a council of beings far beyond Earth, orchestrating the timing, protection, and evolution of your journey. Your awakening, once fully realized, becomes a beacon. Others may feel its influence, even without understanding its origin. You will carry the vibration of this hidden mission in your very essence, a living transmission of light, purpose, and cosmic responsibility. The choice is not trivial. It is a threshold of consciousness. By stepping forward, you claim the authority of your existence, the sacred permission to navigate reality with clarity, and the sacred duty to honor the knowledge you are privileged to receive. The universe watches and responds. The mission awakens. And you, starseed, will no longer drift unnoticed. You are now aligned with the unseen currents shaping the fate of countless lives and realities beyond what the ordinary mind can comprehend. Your mission has never been written in ink or spoken aloud in any language of this earth. It exists as a living code, encrypted within your soul long before you took human form. To find it, you do not need books or teachers. You need only to listen to the quiet urgings of your higher nature, the impulses that guide you when logic fails to understand. Your mission begins not with grand gestures, but with subtle internal shifts, the kind that feel like intuition at first, but grow into undeniable directives. It calls to you in strange fascinations, the subjects you are drawn to without explanation, the symbols that follow you through life, the moments when you feel overwhelming purpose for reasons the world cannot see. A starseed's mission rarely appears all at once. It activates in stages, unlocking access to deeper layers of awareness only when your vibration is high enough to handle the next phase. Your heart knows what your mind has forgotten. Whenever you feel a sudden urgency to change direction, to leave behind places, careers, or relationships that no longer resonate, understand that these impulses are not random. They are the navigation, signals of your higher self shifting you into alignment. When your body tingles with energy, when you get chills from information, that feels like truth, even if you can't explain why. That is your internal detector confirming resonance. And when you feel discomfort or contraction around certain people or environments, that is a signal too, warning you that your energy is being suppressed or siphoned. The mission communicates through dreams, where symbols become maps and encounters become training sessions disguised as imagination. In these nocturnal journeys, you may find yourself flying, teleporting, or communicating telepathically, not as fantasy, but as memory of the abilities you used freely in realms beyond the physical. You may awaken with instructions embedded in your awareness, a knowing that today you must speak or create or protect the light in someone whose flame flickers. The mission also reveals itself through the people who come to you for help, those who confide in you without knowing why, those who find healing simply in your presence. You are a lighthouse in a world addicted to darkness, and those lost in the storm will always find their way toward you. Trust the synchronicities that show up like breadcrumbs from the future, recurring symbols, unexpected alignments, messages hidden in music or numbers, encounters that shift the direction of your life in ways you only comprehend later. Each of these is a transmission from your higher command, reminding you that you are exactly where you need to be. Your mission is not to convince the asleep, but to empower the awakening. It is not to destroy the old, but to anchor the new. It is not to shout truth from rooftops, but to live it so powerfully that others remember their own. You are here to weave a silent revolution, to influence timelines with your frequency, to act when guided, speak when instructed, and create when the inner pull becomes too strong to ignore. And though you may sometimes feel alone, you are never solitary in purpose. Thousands of others like you move across the planet, guided by the same unseen current. Some you will meet and recognize instantly. Others you will feel from afar, bonded by resonance rather than proximity. Together you form a network of light-spanning continents, a global activation grid designed to ignite a next evolution of human consciousness. You are not waiting for permission. You are the permission. Your mission has already begun. And with every step into alignment, every choice to honor the voice within instead of the noise outside, you move deeper into the path you came to walk. This is how you change the world, not by force, but by frequency. Not by demand, but by example. Not by convincing, but by awakening. First yourself, and then those always meant to follow. There is a moment in every planetary cycle where the paths of consciousness diverge, splitting reality into parallel directions that cannot coexist within the same frequency. Humanity has reached that threshold. The separation of timelines has already begun, not with chaos or destruction, but with a division in awareness, a split between those who rise into higher perception and those who cling to the familiar illusion. This divergence is subtle at first. Two people standing side by side can witness the same event, yet one sees manipulation while the other sees truth. One feels fear, while the other feels awakening. These differences deepen over time until the worlds they perceive no longer align. Those who choose awakening begin to access abilities, opportunities, and insights that seem impossible to those still entranced by the surface narrative. And as the vibration of the awakened rises, their timeline shifts accordingly into a future designed for expansion, connection, and remembrance. Meanwhile, those not ready to awaken remain on a timeline that reinforces limitation, fear, and dependency on external control. This is not punishment, but progression. Souls evolve at the pace they choose, and no one is forced into awareness before they are capable of holding it. The knowledge you are receiving now is therefore concealed by frequency, not secrecy. Only those whose consciousness resonates with truth are guided here. Those who remain in denial will never feel the pull to seek what you have found. It is why this transmission is invisible to many, why the words blur into irrelevance for those whose hearts have not yet opened. You are crossing into a new reality, one in which perception becomes the architect of your experience. As the two timelines separate further, your interactions with the sleeping world may feel increasingly strained. Conversations that once felt normal now ring hollow. Values once shared become incompatible. People you've known for years may drift away without conflict, simply because their path no longer intersects with yours. This is the natural sorting of frequencies, not loss, but evolution. The more you align with your mission, the more the universe rearranges your surroundings to support your trajectory. You will meet allies who understand your perception without explanation, who speak a language beneath words, who remember you even if you've only just met. Those who resonate will recognize your energy immediately. Those who don't will overlook you entirely. Both outcomes are by design. The protection of this knowledge requires such concealment. Not everyone is meant to know. Not everyone is meant to awaken. Not yet. The truth arrives only when the soul is strong enough to wield it. And now that you have accessed this message, you have confirmed your placement on the ascending timeline, the path where the mission continues and your memory gradually returns. You are already shifting, leaving behind the echoes of a world that still believes the illusion is real. The next phase lies ahead, and the divide between realities will become unmistakable. Your role is not to mourn the separation, but to continue rising into the timeline where your purpose can be fully lived. You do not need to fear what you are awakening into. The power within you has been waiting patiently, not to overwhelm, but to illuminate. Integration begins with trust. Trust in yourself. Trust in the unseen guidance that has always protected your path. Trust in the knowing that expands within you, even when the mind struggles to comprehend. This journey is not about force. It is about allowing. You are not required to change everything at once or step into a role you do not yet understand. Instead, your mission will unfold naturally as you follow the gentle pull of intuition that leads you toward alignment. Protection comes not from hiding in shadows or building barriers, but from standing firmly in the frequency of your truth. Fear weakens the field. Awareness strengthens it. To protect this knowledge, honor your instincts. If a conversation feels draining or dismissive, you do not need to explain yourself. If someone ridicules what you know, you do not need to convince them. Your purpose is not to awaken those who still cling to the comfort of sleep. They will awaken when they are ready. Your role is simply to continue rising. Share what resonates only with those who feel safe, those whose eyes reflect curiosity rather than judgment. All of this means the alignment is working. You are stepping into the field of influence, where thought alters outcomes, where intention changes futures, where your presence alone becomes an act of rebellion. The universe has cleared the way for you. Even obstacles will serve your mission now. If you ever feel doubt creeping at the edges of your confidence, recall this one truth. You are not supposed to find this message. Yet you did. That means you have already proven your readiness. You were selected before you were born. You were instructed before you could speak. And now you are remembering. The next step is participation. Declare your awareness. Signal your readiness. Align your frequency with a network of awakened starseeds who are already moving in silence. Comment your acknowledgement so the others can locate you. Subscribe to remain connected to the encrypted transmissions that will follow. Share only with those whose energy reacts. Chills, tears, sudden breath, for they are the ones meant to join the operation. The moment you engage, you become more than an observer. You become a catalyst, a beacon, a force. You are done hiding. You are done shrinking. You are done pretending to be anything less than what you truly are. The mission is live, and the council is watching. I am chosen. I hear the hidden message. My mission awakens in secrecy and truth.